Friends, the frustration with the Republican Party is palpable. I completely grasp where we, those of us on the right, where we're at right now. We're not happy with John Thune. We're not happy with a lot of things. We're not happy that the war is happening. We're not happy with gas prices. We're not happy. But let me tell you, as we delve into this next segment here on the National Briefing, that what the Democrats are doing is historically stupid, and giving Republicans an opportunity here for, I would suggest, a many-decade advantage, possibly. We'll see look, Republicans love to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. Will they do it again? I don't know. But the Democrats are doing whatever they can to help the Republican Party, it would seem, at this moment. Now, first off, there's a bunch of polling that came out recently. Harry Enton, my favorite pollster at CNN, he likes to look at all the different polls, compile them, and come up with averages, but he'll also give you specifics on certain polls. And first off, what are the chances? Think about this. The Republican Party right now historically should lose based off the fact that the president has not only the House but the Senate. Never been done before where they would actually win both sides back. Record high gas prices right now. I say record high. I mean, for the last like 3 or 4 years. And everybody knows it's caused by a war. And the Democrats have done a great job of positioning it as a war of choice. There's a lot of things going on. Then the Republicans are not happy with their own party based off that war in some parts, and also the failure to pass the Save America Act. There's just a lot of things working against the Republican Party right now. So what are the chances right now that the Republicans are going to win the Senate back? Or I should say the Democrats should win the Senate. Obviously, they should win the Senate. What are their chances?
You take a look at the chance of getting the Senate right now. You go back 2 months ago, it was about a 50-50 split, right? Now Republicans, again, it's close, but Republicans are now slightly favored to take back the Senate, no doubt in part because of what is going on in Maine, which just makes that path, which is already difficult, a little bit more treacherous.
This feels like a Plattner tax.
Now, Harry couched his bet there a little bit. It isn't just a slight chance right now. It's a 14-point chance that the Republicans are going to win the Senate, based in no small part off the fact that Graham Plattner has a Nazi tattoo that he's now covered up. But, I mean, for decades had that. And then he's got the things with race. He's got the things with sexual assault that he blames the victims. And now there's new reporting this is in the last, 24 hours, 72 hours, whatever, that he also fantasized about assaulting people who might invade his home, not in a gay way. He said that, not in a gay way, but I would sexually assault them to establish my dominance. This is a very broken man. But that's who the Democrats have put forward. I think that this lady, I don't know her name, is it Yemisi Ngwabi or something? Ngwabwol? I'm not sure. I've never heard of her. She is listed as a Democrat strategist on CNN, talking with a panel, and I think she has now again, this is a frustrated Democrat talking about Graham Plattner, the radical Islamist in New Jersey, the radical Islamist in Michigan, some of the radical Islamists that they've already elected to Congress. She is not happy with her own party.
I think Graham Plattner is cosplaying working class. He wears it like a Halloween costume, and that has been placed on him by the same people who have run a lot of progressive candidates across the nation. In this pursuit of getting to know the everyman, we keep picking these people who I think show the worst parts of society. If I am to believe that Graham Plattner can relate to everyday Americans, then that means I am to believe that everyday Americans are okay with Nazi tattoos because they get them accidentally when they're drunk, or because they served in the military, they have very regressive views on race and on gender. I just cannot accept the fact that to gain the working class, we have to dress up people who show the lowest of our values.
And she's absolutely right. And remember, when Democrats have won, if we go back to Obama, and then look at the congressional candidates that were winning in like, '08, 2010, 2012, 2014. It was then that this thing started shifting, because Obama was the one who started it. He started the push to Marxism. And now you're getting radical Islamists and Marxists who are now they're winning on the regular. This is a whole new crop of Democrats that the Democrat Party itself was not used to seeing. And so the Democrat Party, the voters dislike Democrats at record rates. When I say they dislike Democrats, I mean the ones that are representing them in Congress.
Democrats' net approval of congressional Democrats. Look at this. In October of 2025, right during that shutdown, that first shutdown, plus 22 points on the net approval rating. So Democrats, okay, fairly satisfied with Democrats in Congress. Today, though, look at that. That is an over 30-point drop, a decline right into the ocean right there, minus 9 points. And I will note, it had never been negative. Democrats had always had a positive net approval rating of their own party in Congress, in every Congress before this one. But now what we're seeing is consistent numbers across the board where Democrats are underwater, congressional Democrats are underwater with their own party.
And I think it's in no small part because it was, in October of 2025, that's when the shutdown began. Well, for you and I, we already knew it in the beginning. But by November, December, it was painfully obvious that the Democrats were punishing the American people specifically to protect illegal aliens. And a lot of Democrats just didn't like that. Compound that with the amount of massive fraud that started getting really exposed in December of last year. That's when the Nick Shirley video started going viral. It was last December. And now we've had 6 months of Democrats not even really apologizing for the massive fraud happening in their states. Literally billions, and in some instances, people are now estimating trillions have been stolen from the American taxpayer, not used for what the Democrats wanted it used for, certainly not used for what Republicans wanted it for, but used to fund fraud, used to fund, and in some instances, you can trace those dollars back to terrorism. And it's like, the Democrat, when you see a drop like that in just, 8 months, something massive has shifted in the Democrat Party. So what should the Democrat Party do? Where should they move? This was a poll question. Do you want your party, if you're a Democrat, you're a registered likely voter in the Democrat Party, are we not quite left enough? Are you with the AOCs and Bernies who say we haven't pushed it far enough? Do you think, look, we're kind of all right, sort of where we're at? Or do you think we should move back towards the center? That was the poll question. Harry's going to misrepresent it, I think. But listen to the numbers.
Democrats want their party to move left, 28%. Not move at all, 18%. Move center, 47%. This is a party divided where they're not actually giving a clear message of where they want their party to go.
They're not giving you a clear message, Harry. They just 48%, which is almost double those who wanted to move to the left, said, let's move back to the right. That's where they want the party to go. And I will further that by pointing out that the people who are usually non-committed voters certainly do not want a further left agenda, nor do they want a further right agenda. They want more of a centrist agenda, which is why they don't identify with either party. So in order for Democrats to win, they have to stop this march towards Marxism. It is being rejected by the American people. The only way they can win elections moving forward is by cheating or lying. And lying at a grand scale, e.g., look at Abigail Spanberger. That is a total fraud of a candidate compared to who she really is. Mikey Sherrill, I would say in New Jersey, another example of somebody who kind of campaigned as more of a centrist and then gets into office and she's a left-wing nut job. You've got these people that are now thinking that this is what the Democrat base wants. They want more leftist Marxist candidates. And so that's why you've got the guy, and they're probably going to win, unfortunately. They're going to win in New Jersey, the Democrat who's running for the House, who's also, I wouldn't even say a terrorist sympathizer. I would say he was an active participant in terrorism, working with the Blind Sheikh. They're not going to win in the Senate up in Maine. That's a foregone conclusion. Could they win in Michigan with their sworn jihadist up there? Possibly, because Michigan has been radicalized. But moving forward, more people are moving into red states, which means that the red states are going to pick up more congressional seats moving forward. So if they can survive this window right here, if the Republicans can kind of hang on to power here, don't allow them to, redistrict, add D.C. as a state, add Puerto Rico as a state, do things to kind of help set themselves up. If we can get through this window, the Republicans are now poised for a decade or longer opportunity at bringing prosperity and living up to the dream that Donald Trump had presented all those years ago, back in 2015, when he came down the golden escalator and he said, we will make America great again.
In a culture drowning in spin and censorship, this is your lifeboat, the National Briefing.